Maria Nemeth. Remember that name. A bright, beautiful young woman with a contagious laugh and a heart full of dreams. She was the kind of person who lit up a room, her energy infectious, her spirit impossible to dampen. Maria had her whole life ahead of her, a tapestry of hopes and aspirations waiting to be woven. She dreamed of traveling the world, experiencing new cultures and tasting every exotic dish she could find. But more than anything, Maria dreamed of finding love, a love that would last a lifetime. She yearned for a partner to share her adventures with, someone who would cherish her kind heart and adventurous spirit. She believed in the good in people, in the power of love to conquer all. Little did she know her trusting nature would tragically lead her down a dark path, one that would cut her dreams brutally short. Enter Fidel Lopez, a man who would forever be etched in the annals of true crime, not for his heroism, but for the monstrous act he committed. Fidel Lopez, a name that would become synonymous with betrayal and brutality, was not always the monster he would later reveal himself to be. In the beginning, he was just another man, seemingly ordinary, with a charm that could disarm even the most cautious of hearts. But beneath that charming exterior lay a darkness that would eventually consume him and those around him. Lopez, initially charming and attentive, quickly ensnared Maria in his web of manipulation and control. He was the kind of man who knew exactly what to say and when to say it, making Maria feel like she was the center of his universe. His words were like honey, sweet and intoxicating, drawing her deeper into his world. But this world was not what it seemed. It was a carefully constructed illusion, designed to trap Maria and bend her to his will. He showered her with attention, gifts, and promises of a future together, blinding her to the red flags that waved like storm warnings. Every gift, every compliment, every promise was a thread in the web he was weaving around her. Maria, caught up in the whirlwind of his affection, failed to see the danger that lurked beneath the surface. She was blinded by the dazzling display of love and attention, unable to see the storm that was brewing on the horizon. Maria, blinded by love, missed the subtle signs of possessiveness, the flashes of anger, the controlling behavior that should have sent her running for the hills. These signs were there from the beginning, but they were easy to overlook in the face of Lopez's overwhelming charm. A jealous comment here, a controlling gesture there, all dismissed as signs of his deep love for her. But these were not signs of love. They were warnings of the darkness that lay ahead. As their relationship progressed, Lopez's true colors began to bleed through the facade he had so carefully constructed. The mask he wore so well began to slip, revealing the monster beneath. His charm turned to cruelty, his attentiveness to control. The man who had once made Maria feel like the most special person in the world now made her feel like a prisoner in her own life. The transformation was gradual, almost imperceptible, but it was there, growing stronger with each passing day. His jealousy intensified, morphing into paranoia and accusations of infidelity. What had once been subtle signs of possessiveness became full-blown accusations. Lopez's jealousy knew no bounds, and he saw threats to their relationship everywhere. Every interaction Maria had with another person was scrutinized. Every moment she spent away from him was questioned. His paranoia grew, feeding off his insecurities and turning their relationship into a battleground. He isolated Maria from her friends and family, tightening his grip on her life like a python slowly suffocating its prey. The isolation was gradual, but it was effective. One by one, Maria's connections to the outside world were severed. Friends were pushed away, family members were alienated, all in the name of love. Lopez's grip on her life tightened, leaving her with no one to turn to, no one to help her see the truth of her situation. Maria, trapped in a cycle of emotional abuse, found herself losing pieces of herself, her once vibrant spirit slowly dimming under the oppressive weight of Lopez's control. The woman who had once been full of life and laughter was now a shadow of her former self. Each day, she lost a little more of herself, her spirit crushed under the weight of Lopez's control. The cycle of abuse was relentless, leaving her feeling trapped and hopeless, unable to see a way out of the darkness that had become her life. The air hung heavy with the stench of death, a gruesome silence enveloping the apartment complex. It was the kind of silence that screamed, a silence that spoke volumes about the horrors that had unfolded within those walls. Police officers, their faces grim, their eyes hardened by years of witnessing humanity's darkest deeds, entered the apartment. their footsteps echoing in the stillness. What they found would forever be seared into their memories. A scene so horrific, so depraved, it defied comprehension. Maria's lifeless body lay mutilated, a testament to the depths of human depravity. The details, too gruesome to recount here, painted a picture of a rage so profound, so animalistic, it beggared belief. Lopez, covered in blood, sat in the corner, his eyes vacant, his demeanor eerily calm, a stark contrast to the carnage he had unleashed. The community, reeling from the shock, struggled to comprehend how something so horrific could happen in their midst. Their collective sense of security shattered like glass. The courtroom was filled to capacity, the air thick with anticipation and grief. Maria's family and friends, their faces etched with pain and anger, sat huddled together, seeking solace in their shared sorrow. Lopez, his eyes devoid of remorse, sat impassively as the prosecution meticulously laid out the case against him, detailing the brutality of his crime, the sheer savagery of his actions. The evidence was overwhelming, leaving no room for doubt, no space for excuses. The jury's verdict, delivered swiftly and without hesitation, brought a sense of grim satisfaction but offered little solace. Lopez was found guilty on all counts, his fate sealed. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, his freedom extinguished, his life forever defined by the monstrous act he had committed. Justice, it seemed, had been served. But the scars of Maria's murder ran deep, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface of their seemingly peaceful community.